Hi, everybody. How are you today? This is Cheryl, and you are with Life Without a Witness. So today, y'all, I put together some stuff, all right, because I wanted to talk about. I did some research and looked for other non-dual speakers out there. So on my other channel, my cybersecurity channel, I do the news, okay? And I, investigate, see what's going on in the cybersecurity world. And I go on and I tell people and I do the news. Well, I think I might kind of probably do something like that over here. But for today, I wanted to address willingness, okay? And one of the first blog posts I wrote, and y'all, for the life of me, I cannot find this thing, okay? But back in 2014, okay, one of the first things I wrote, it was called Finding My G Spot. That was the blog post, because something that I realized is that even though we say, and you hear people say that this is not personal, it's not, and it is, okay? It's very personal, all right? Just like your G spot is personal. Now for guys, I don't know what y'all call it. I don't know, the perineum or something. I don't know. But it's the spot that, like, just it gets you just right, okay? But when I wrote that, what I was saying was I I just want to experience. Like, I don't care what I don't. I was just a whore for experience. Like, that's that's what I got from all of this. Okay. If it's heaven, if it's hell, I don't give a damn. I just want to experience. Okay. Period. That's it. Okay. That's it. You know, and the more that as the years go by, and I see more things and I ask more questions, and I just go through the whole process. I'm coming back to that very first blog post that I wrote. Because back then, I'm like, I wrote some stuff and I know what the hell it meant. I was like, okay, I'm just writing this. What? And nobody saw it anyway, okay? Because I was hiding that stuff. I didn't want nobody to read that because I sound crazy, okay? To me, anyway. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna read this. But I'm coming back to that. And I made a little. So first, let me show you. Okay, which one do I want to do first? Yeah, let me tell you what I put together to kind of like show my journey to willingness. All right. Now, y'all know in the book, Fire and God, where I talked about the whole thing, everything I went through, it was all about being right. And I talked about that also a couple of nights ago when I was talking about Monique. Okay. So, where did I put this thing? Let's see here. Okay, here you go. All right. So, let me show you this. Now, it's three parts, okay, that I want to talk about, from my need to be right to a choice to be willing. Okay. Now, this is Cheryl's interpretation. Okay. That this is just me. All right. All right. So the first one, the able potential, right? An idea. And I want you to think of this as I looked up a stem cell. Okay. Because this gives a good example of what I'm talking about. Okay. So for like when okay, so a stem cell is something that's unspecialized, okay, according to science. It cannot do a specific thing, okay, because it's unspecialized, all right? But it has the potential to be specialized, all right? So this is all potential right here, okay, in the very beginning. Then we get to, there's a story that I tell in Tales from Eternity about how God is the sinner. He made the ultimate sin in the beginning. Okay, he committed the sin way before Adam. All right, and that sin was decision. Right, that's when he was dividing the air from the water and the sky from the sun and the wood from the tree, whatever. Okay, all that dividing that goes on in the book of Genesis. Okay, so the decision. So from able potential, you have a decision being made. And I know that the Course in Miracles talks about decision. I don't remember how it defines it or anything like that, but a decision is being made. Now here in the middle, this is where I am now. Okay, this is where I was depressed and struggling and wondering what I'm going to do, and getting married and getting divorced and having kids and just struggling and suffering and all the stuff. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. All the stuff. Okay, is the judging and the being judged and all that. All right. Now, another thing that I say somewhere, okay, is that the opposite of an open mind is not a closed one. It's an empty one. Okay. And empty. Now think of this as when we're born and we begin to be informed. Okay. We start to get informed about who we are in relationship to other people. We're given a name. Okay. Other things have names, right? So now we can control it and stuff because it's got a name. All right. And all the stuff that you ain't got to know all the ins and outs. If you've lived, you know exactly what this is. Okay. And I say empty mind. Now, why not closed mind? Because when you hear it out in business and stuff, they talk about open and closed mind. Well, if you've ever heard the saying that knowledge is blinding, okay, I know that what I see outside is a tree. That knowledge blinds me to what that actually is. Because now I've named it, I've locked it in something, I've contained it, and I've contained it, but there's nothing in there. It's empty. I think there's something, but it's not. Just like me, my name is Cheryl. I'm locked in that. I've contained her into a human and a woman, but it's empty. It's empty. Okay. I've put a label on it, but in labeling it, I've completely emptied, whatever could have or would have been there. All right. Thinking that now I know. And again, knowledge has nothing to do with language. Okay. So this is the middle. You see all these people popping up. So we get goal. This is where goals come in and trust. Anytime you have a goal, that's where trust comes in. Because with goals come trust and delegation. So now I got to get somewhere and I can't do it by myself. I need the ground, I need gravity, I need oxygen, I need a heartbeat, I need all these things I need that I have to delegate duties to so that I can reach my goal. Okay. I talk a lot about that on my business channel. Okay. Making what's missing. This is a chapter in Firing God where I'm talking about meaning. And in order for me to lack anything, I got to make it first. I have to make it first. One question that I ask of my, in mentoring sessions and stuff is, what do you make? What do you make? What have you made? Now, this is where, okay, so before I get to that, let me get to this. Making what's missing. Now, none of this is right or wrong. An empty mind isn't right or wrong. Okay. It just is what it is. And then from there, so that moment in Firing God, when I talk about how I, felt like weights came off of me and all that stuff. Okay. That was a moment for me when I chose willingness. Okay. Willingness is a choice. Right. I was willing to be open to whatever is as it is. Okay. Not trying to change it, run away from it, push it away, hide from it, fight it, none of that stuff. Escape, none of that. Okay. Just willing to experience as is. Now okay, let me just leave it there. Willing to experience as is. That's an open mind. So able potential, empty mind, open mind. And you see in this picture in the background how the waves they're on all these panels. Okay. So it's always able potential, always, no matter how many labels I slap on it, how much planning I do, how many songs I have, whatever, it don't matter. It's always able potential. That's all it is. There's nothing there really. Okay. There's nothing there. So now from here, I want to show you some of the, all right. So some of the things, oh Lord, it's getting dark in here. Some of the things I've been looking at, right? And I'm not done because I do want to do some kind of because I don't know what's going on out there. I don't know what Sand is doing. I don't know what Emerson is doing. I don't know what folks are doing. Okay, because I mean, at some point I just wasn't interested anymore. You know, I just wasn't interested in anything going on. Because I had stuff going on, on my own, and I did not feel like I needed instruction, or I needed somebody to tell me what was going on. Okay. But I'm interested now. Okay. I'm interested now because I've observed some things, and, they're aligned with the work that I do day to day. Okay. Now I'm huge. I'm really big, especially if you go to my cybersecurity channel, you'll see this on people being who they are unapologetically, like not apologizing for being exactly who you are. Okay. And because when that happens, like, you gain the kind of respect, because people don't have to wonder. Okay. They don't have to wonder. And I know what it's like to want to conform. Okay. I know what it's like to want to be a part of what seems like a group. And when you're in a group, you have to do what the group does, or you're just not in the group. Okay. That could be any group. It doesn't matter, whatever group it is. Okay. So this non-dual thing seems kind of like a group. Hey, forget kind of like, it's a group. Okay. That's my boyfriend back there. It's a group. It's okay, boo. And from what I'm seeing, I see a lot of people trying to be part of the group, okay, which is really weird, especially when it comes to this, the idea of this. Hey, boo. So let me show you some of the folks that I've been. Now, this is just a few people, okay, that I've been. Now, the regulars. So the Rupert Spiras and the regulars, all them other folks, Muji and all them, okay. But I was looking for some new faces in non-duality, okay. And I'm gonna get back to my G spot, okay, when I get to the end of this, all right. Let me see. Oh, here we go. I need to share my screen with you. Okay. Share screen. Oh, hold on. Over here. Okay. Okay. So this is this is TD Jakes. I don't know if y'all know him or not, but him and the folks, that are in his group are the people that we have out there, providing information that's right. Okay, we know about that, providing the right information so that so that you know how to live. Okay. And he's from the Christian folks, but then you have other right people who, espouse some other prescription of rightness, be it Muslim or who these other people with the Mormons, who else? Jewish people, Yiddish or Hasidic Jews, right? And I mean, listen, throw a rock and it'll hit some religion or something that's telling you the right way to live. Okay, there's too many to count. Let me make this big so you can see the whole thing. All right. So now we come to non-dual folks. Now I just found Kelly Awareness. I was looking around, and last night I found her channel, and I was very happy to find her channel. Because I'm all about us, okay, and being represented in all areas. So very happy to see Kelly here. And hit, Rupert is one of the first people uh, that I found, back in 2014 when I was going through all that stuff. This chick here, I don't know who this is. I don't know if she's new or what, but she's what's her channel called? Nargis. Let me move that thing out of the way so y'all can see the whole of my banner. There she go, Nargis non-duality. Okay, I've never heard her say anything. Who else? Somebody's over here. This guy, I don't know who this is either, but his what's his thing called? Occult Theo. Okay, he's another one. And so Kelly. So here's another Kelly, but her name was different before. I forgot what it was, but I've known her for a while, for some years, and I know that she speaks about non-duality now. What was her name before? Rebecca Ramoon, I think it was. But now her channel is Wholeness Speaks, and I believe she goes by the name Kelly. And then him, Abiding Tranquility. I've heard a couple. His videos are very, very short. I've heard a couple of them, right? So here, when I say finding my G spot, this is what a men's too. Okay, not just the women's. That's something that's very personal. Okay, it's very personal. All right, tickling your G spot ain't gonna do nothing for me. Okay, not a thing. Okay, so it's very, very personal, and it's not the same on every person. Okay, it's because we're built differently. All right. Now, in that thing that I just showed you, let me pull that up again so you can see what it was while I'm talking about it here. All right. Let me see. Do I have to close this first? Let me stop sharing and then I'll pull it up. Okay. So the middle, here in the middle, where we are. All right. When I say, what do you make? Okay. What do you make or what do you create? This means that, number one, there is possibility there for you to make something original. Like, we don't have to, so somebody came up with a cookie and now they made a frame of the cookie. So now every time we make a cookie, we use their frame. And then we pass that frame on to somebody else when they make cookies, So now we got a whole bunch of cookie cutter cookies. Okay. Everybody don't eat oatmeal raisin. All right. But it's like, here in this community, we're spitting out oatmeal raisin all over the place. We're sounding the same. It's ridiculous. We're scared to answer simple questions. What do you do on a daily basis? What's so hard about what do you do on a daily basis? We feel like it's got to sound spiritual. We got to use, the apparent me goes to the bathroom. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. Okay. And that's something I noticed too. Back in 2014, when I first was trying to figure out what the hell is going on here, what it seemed like was I had to be a certain way, say a certain thing, present myself in a certain frame in order to be believed, okay, that I actually had an enlightening experience, okay? Child, whatever, I don't care. I'm telling you this right here. That is not necessary, okay? It's not necessary. And there's another person I found. Child, let me find that dude again. He was, listen, I'm telling you, I would, oh man, I don't know what, and I don't remember his name either, but he's another new person. Let me try to find it really, really quickly, because this took me out, child. It just took me completely out. Let me see real quick. If I can't find it real quick, you know, we can forget about it. But I said, what in the world? And there's another girl too. She hasn't posted in a couple months, but everybody in her comments was trying to date her, it looks like. Let me see. No, I don't see him. I don't see him over here. But I mean, I did not know there were these many people out there, you know, talking about this, you know. But what to me is unfortunate is, oh, here she go. Here go one of these people here. Let me see. What's her name? Sonia or something? That's not the one I want though. I can't find them. But there's hundreds, probably thousands, you know, on here, you know, talking about this. And so what I said was, when I speak on this channel, like I'm talking to me, okay? I'm talking to the me that I was back then when I thought that I knew everything, you know, that there was no other questions to be asked, that you know, the world was black and white, you know, it was about heaven or hell, and you know, and all those things. That's who I'm talking to when I come on here. And it's not to change her mind, okay? It's not to change her mind. It's only because another thing that I say, right? Having an open mind does not mean you have to change it. That's not what that means at all. That's not what that means at all, okay? It doesn't mean you have to change it. But having an open mind, being willing to see and hear and experience other things, just gives you more information to make another decision if you want to. If you want to, you can keep going in the direction you're going in. I mean, that's fine. That's none of my business, and it's nobody else's business. Okay. But it's just about being open enough. And when you're open enough, okay, that allows other people to be open too. It kind of like gives them permission to be real, to be genuine, you know, with you. All right. So let me say this before I get off of here. I've listened to some of these new people, okay, on here, just to, you know, hear what they're talking about. Just trying to find out, like, where do you live? Like, what job do you do? How does this show up for you? Because one of the things I asked at the back of Firing God was, like, so what? Like, what the hell is this? Okay, fine. We're all one, you know, enlightenment, whatever, whatever, whatever. But my house is still being foreclosed on. You know, how can that, like, what does this have to do with anything? Okay, that was my question. All right. I'm still struggling here. Okay. So, you know, all this other stuff is nice, all this universe stuff is nice or whatever. However, you know, I can't go to Dominion Electric and you know, give them a non-dual speech and have them not turn my lights out. That's not going to work. Okay. So that was my question. That was my question. How, like, what does this have to do with anything at all? What does that have to do with anything? You know, the willingness. Okay. The willingness, that part of that thing right there, the thing that I experienced in my bedroom, that has everything to do with it. Okay. Every single thing to do with it. Right. I'm gonna do another video just on willingness. Okay. But that choice is my G spot. Okay. That choice to be willing, you know, and willingness is not about accepting something. That's not what that is. Okay. It's not about tolerating anything. Okay. It's about just being with it. Like, let's say, for instance, like we have on Thanksgiving, we have Thanksgiving, you know, back in Louisiana, when I live in Louisiana, and everybody's invited. It's Thanksgiving, you know, the whole family is invited. Well, everybody would come, all right, and it's everything is nice. And then my one of my aunts would show up. This lady, oh my goodness, like she was like the Tasmanian devil, okay, inside and out. All right, so the choice could have been to go to the door and lock it and be like, "Nah, you ain't coming in here. You know, we don't want none of that in here." Okay, but this Thanksgiving, okay, and we said, okay, all family. She's family, you know, like all family is welcome. So willingness is like she's here. She's in the driveway. She's ringing the doorbell. You see that she's here. Open the door. Okay, happy Thanksgiving. You know, you're willing to allow her decision, you know, in this environment. And she's decided that she wants to come and have Thanksgiving with everybody. When you, I don't know, let's say you're having a conversation with somebody and they say something to you that's unexpected, okay? And now you feel some type of way, like you feel betrayed or something, okay? That feeling of betrayal, like go ahead and feel it. It's there, okay? Just be willing because it's gonna go. That's the thing about it, okay? When you're willing, stuff comes, like the auntie, she shows up, but she leaving, okay? As soon as she eats her food, she makes her plate, she's gone, all right? Now, had, you know, we've been at the door, you know, yelling and screaming, "You ain't coming in here, we know how you acted," you know, she'd have been there longer, then other people would have been agitated and the whole thing, you know. So willingness, many times, at least for me, you know, when I just let the feeling of whatever it is, okay, even if it's a positive emotion, okay, love or laughter or something like that. Don't we let that come and go, don't we? We don't try to hang on to the laughter from a joke that we heard. You know, that's nuts. Like you're never gonna laugh again. Okay, so you got to hold on to this. You know, no, that's crazy. Same thing with what we consider negative emotions. Okay, you ain't got to hold on to that anger. Somebody gonna piss you off again. Go ahead and just be angry and just let it go. Okay, you're good. You're gonna be sad again. You're gonna be depressed again. I mean, you don't have to hold on to. You're gonna be happy again. You don't have to hold on to anything. Okay, because that's like, you know, that's like how we are. Okay, it's gonna come again. Trust. Okay, it's gonna come again. So willingness is the G spot, you know, and I say finding it, but you really don't have to find it, okay? Because you know exactly where it is, okay? You know exactly where it is, but it's our desire to be right about things makes it seem like we have to find it, okay? Because the need to be right about various things makes it, you know, it hides it. We hide it from ourselves that way. That's how we hide it from ourselves. Okay. Um, so let me, so one more thing on these people. Okay. Now when it comes to, now y'all saw that I made the video about, what's his name? That dude with the babe, what's that guy name who just, you know, allegedly cheated on his wife again? What's his name? Pastor John Gray. Okay. Y'all saw, like, I used to get real upset, you know, in the beginning, you know, when I first discovered that all this stuff in the Bible was, at least for me, okay, a whole lie, all right, a whole story, totally made up. And I had been making life decisions about getting married and staying with people and, you know, tolerating things, and I mean, major life decisions based on this whack ass story. Okay. I was livid, absolutely livid. Okay. And I could not stand hearing preachers preach. I hated gospel music. I mean, anything that had anything to do with what I considered years and years of lies shoved down my throat, I hated it. Okay, it just did something to me. Now I could listen to a Hindu or a Muslim or a whatever all day long. It didn't bother me. Okay, because I never believed in that stuff. Okay, that didn't bother me. But this right here, okay. And TD Jakes, he was very, like when I was in Germany, right? I listened to him almost every day. Okay. I mean, I hung on his every word, right? Believed every single thing he said, everything. And if something didn't go right, if God didn't do what I was praying for, it was my fault. Okay. My fault. I wasn't doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So when I finally realized that, the story I've been telling myself wasn't true, I was livid. I really was. But now today, that John Gray video that I just made, he's a great minister. Like he's doing his job. Okay. His job is to do this. He's doing his job. Okay, as far as I can see, there are a lot of folks in that church. The collection plate seems to be okay. And he seems to be doing his job. So that don't bother me now. I have a gospel playlist in my car that I'll play every now and then. Okay. Every now and then, because I like that music, and now I see, it's like listening to, I don't know who's singing out there, a Beyonce song or something. She telling a story in the song. Okay. The gospel is the same way. They telling a story. They just got music to it. Okay. It's like poetry or something. All right. But the thing is, right, is that with preaching, they all use the same book. Okay. At least, in the Christian religion I was in, the same book. Okay. The interpretation now, the interpretations may be a little different. The examples they use may be a little different, but it's the same book. It's the same stuff. Okay. Because it's the same. This is the group. This is the group. Okay. The group has these particular rules. Okay. In the Bible. So you gotta play by these rules if you're going to be in this group. Okay. You can use the different analogies and so whatever. That's fine. Okay. But at the end of the day, there's one God, and there's those major things. You were born in sin, and you gotta confess that cannot change. Okay, that cannot change. Now, and that's fine. Like that's how that group is. Now, when I came into this group, okay, this non-dual group, I didn't expect to hear that. I did not expect, because there is no book that I can see. I know there's that Advaita Vedanta, whatever that thing is, but that's not, as far as I know, that's not like a book of rules or something. I don't know what the hell it is actually, but I know people talk about that a lot. Okay. But why does it seem, I'm listening to these people that I just showed you, some of them, not all of them, some of them. And it's like that cookie thing again. It's like that cookie cutter again. You know what I mean? Like what's up with that? And I try, like I really do. And there's no reason in the world. None. There's no reason in the world. I don't think that there's any reason in the world why I can sit through a video of a non-dual speaker and know exactly what they're about to say. Exactly. No, I mean, like as if I wrote the script that they're reading. What? That's nuts. And you look different. You're from different parts of the world. You're different ages. I know you have different experiences. Why am I hearing the same story? That is crazy to me, especially in a group that like this, where I don't know, it's almost like you're starting with you can create and make your own thing. Like, what do you make? Don't tell me you make oatmeal raisin cookies, okay? Because the person 10 steps down the line, that's what they make. What do you make? What do you make? What do you create? How are you sharing this experience through you. You're like a filter, okay? That, I mean, you almost have to suppress who you actually are to tell the same story as Rupert Spira and Muji and all these other folks, okay? Don't be scared to tell your own story, y'all. Okay? Don't do that. Don't feel like you're not going to be legitimate if your tone of voice isn't low like this person's tone of voice, or if you don't say a parent every 5 or 6 words, when you're talking. Okay? Don't be scared of just being who and whatever you are, when it comes to explaining this or sharing your experience. Okay? Because that's what we're missing. Like, don't nobody want another Rupert Spira and Moody and what all them other people. They're here already. Like, we're missing you. But if you're trying to sound like them, we're still missing you. You here, but it don't seem like it. Because you ain't saying nothing but what everybody else saying, you know? All right. That's all I gotta say. Y'all, they got this ant crawling on my monitor, baby. This thing. All right, y'all. So I'm going to be back because I do want to talk more about what willingness actually is. Okay. I thought it was like, I thought it was like a feeling, but it's not. It's really something that you choose to do. Okay. And by choose to do, what I mean is like you choose to not hold on so tightly, you know. It's like, think about if you have a chair, like you stand up on a chair. When you're willing, it's like choosing to jump off the chair. You got to go 100%. You can't jump halfway off the chair. You either jump or you don't. Okay, you're either willing or you're not. So I want to talk more about that, like give you some examples of exactly like what that means. And when you choose to do it, like for me at least, what it feels like, what it felt like, and what it feels like now. Because I feel like I've had to practice willingness, because it was terrifying at first. I mean, it was terrifying. I'm like, I don't like it. Okay, I don't like it, but I had to practice and I got used to it. And I'm still practicing, okay, still practicing, but I'll talk more about that in probably the next video. Okay. All right. So thank y'all for being here. If you have not yet subscribed to Life Without a Witness, please go ahead and do so and like the video. Okay. So I can get myself in this YouTube algorithm. And I'll see y'all back here next time. Okay. Bye.